Welcome to Skully's Longbox, where today we're talking about quite possibly the most misunderstood DC character, Aquaman. The story of Aquaman starts with a woman that would be considered a mermaid by most, witnessing some of the bravest actions she had ever witnessed. The man she was watching was named Tom Curry, a lighthouse keeper, who was risking his life trying to save people from one of the worst storms to come through the area. And suddenly the tables turned, and he found himself at the mercy of the storm. So the mermaid made a split-second decision and decided to save the man. It started as an unlikely meeting, blossomed into love, and eventually they even had a son named Arthur. The new family was happy until the mermaid had to return to the sea. Life went on for Tom and Arthur, but as Arthur grew older, his father started to notice strange things like the fact that he could breathe underwater and influence fish. These new abilities worried Tom because he didn't want his son to be made fun of or treated different, so he turned to a scientist named Dr. Shin, who would help him study his son to figure out what was happening and would keep the secret until after Arthur had finished school. Arthur eventually made it to graduation, and Dr. Shin and Tom were both very happy, but for different reasons. Dr. Shin would now be able to show the world his life's work, and Tom, who was very sick, was just happy to see his boy become a man. Tom became very upset after learning Dr. Shin wanted to go public with his findings on Arthur, so he rushed home and destroyed all of Dr. Shin's research so that he would have no proof of his claims. He destroyed everything except for a vial of blood, so Dr. Shin hired someone to go and get it. Arthur and his best friend decide to get away for the weekend and go fishing. One morning, as his friend sees him hauling a ton of fish onto the boat, he lets Arthur know that he does realize that he is different from everybody else, that he's not the same. While this conversation is going on, they hear a plane SOS over the radio, and they decide to rush to help. By the time they get there, the plane is already sinking, and Arthur can't save everyone at the same time, so he decides that he would use his superhuman strength to lift the whole plane from the water. By doing this, he has revealed himself to the world. All of his newfound attention does not sit well with him, so he swims all the way home to see his father, only to find his father struggling with the robber that Dr. Shin had hired. Arthur was able to easily get rid of the man. All of the excitement was too much for Tom. Tom had to be taken to the hospital, where he would die shortly after due to complications with pneumonia, but not before telling Arthur his dying wish. Arthur wanted revenge, so he started following the trail back to the man that he felt had killed his father, and when he thought he had found the right man, he killed him right in front of his son, who had actually been the one in his house that night. From that point forward, he swore revenge against Arthur as Black Manta. Without his father, Arthur felt that he didn't belong on land anymore, so he started swimming the whole world looking for his mother and her people. He eventually found a man named Vulko, who said he would take him to his people in Atlantis. And he did. When Arthur reached Atlantis, he was surprised to find out that he was to be crowned king, that he was the son of the queen. But he did not find his mother. He spent more time searching the world, finding others like him who didn't feel like they belonged. And eventually, he met up with the Justice League and helped save the world from Darkseid. Eventually, he did find his mother, but not in the way that he had expected. He made sure to fulfill his father's dying wish, and let her know while she was with him those were the happiest days of his life, and that he had never stopped waiting for her to return. Now, a lot of people think that Aquaman is really lame, and he used to be. But after the New 52 reboot, he got a whole lot cooler. His real name is Arthur Curry, his father was Tom Curry, his mother's name was Atlanta, his hometown was Amnesty Bay. His powers include a telekinetic ability to compel sea creatures to do something. He does not talk to fish, as most of them are too simple to be able to understand what he's saying. He can breathe underwater, he has superhuman durability, to the point of invulnerability against most bullets. They can still hurt him if they're high enough caliber. He is super strong, can swim super fast, can see in complete darkness, and has a heightened sense of hearing to the point that it acts as a sonar for him. His trident is one of 7 very powerful Atlantean artifacts. It is sharp enough to make even Darkseid bleed. During his fight with Darkseid, he was actually able to stab him in the eye and do real damage to him, which not even Superman was able to do during that fight. Aquaman is more or less the water version of Batman. He's very brooding and dark, and he is very brutal. He's not afraid to kill people. which has led him to get his greatest enemy, Black Manta. Another one of his biggest enemies is the Ocean Master, who has a claim to the Atlantean throne as well. Well, that's going to bring this video to a close. I hope that you learned something, and I hope that you don't think Aquaman is quite as lame as he used to be. He's definitely not. And like always, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share. And if you have a suggestion for a video, don't forget to put it down in the comments. Home, the family is tired and decide to take a shortcut through an alley to get home. Unfortunately, as they round the corner, they find a gun pointed in their face. The man journeyed through the stars toward his new home, Earth. Our story picks back up with a nice couple trying to get by as farmers while attempting to start a family. After many failed attempts, the